We got to help certify a Guinness World Record at an event one time. This probably goes back at least 10 years. Got to go through the process with Guinness to verify the time, and the Guinness record was fastest half marathon dressed as a fruit. So a participant at an event that we timed was dressed as a strawberry, and at the time set the Guinness record. And a year later, the Guinness book, one of my kids brought home from the library, and there was a picture right there.
That's awesome.
It's probably been broken several times.
As soon as I got that attention, it was like, I'm going to break that.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. Oh, I can get in the record book with that?
Right.
We view ourselves in partnership with our customers. We're successful when you're all successful. Our job is to basically build technology that all of our customers can benefit from.
My name is Steve Bingham-Hawk. I'm a product manager here at RunSignup, TicketSignup, and we're here talking with Arndt from It's Race Time, owner of the company. It's nice to have you and chat with you today.
Thanks a lot, Steve.
Why don't you start by just telling us a little bit about yourself and your company, It's Race Time.
Yeah, my name's Arndt. I grew up a swimmer, and after school started doing some more triathlon and running races. And you know, like so many people in our business, right? You go to an event, you get hooked, and you see an opportunity to do things a better way.
Sure.
And that would have been about 2007. Invested in timing equipment. Started small, right? We started with maybe 20 events that year, and it's something that's just grown over the years as our team has expanded and our number of events have expanded. We're based out of Central Illinois. We're pretty much exclusively in the business of timing events. We time races across Illinois and Wisconsin, a little bit in some of the neighboring states, but most of our business is right there in those two states. Our focus is on timing and producing the results for races. But of course, with that comes so many other things, right? That means setting up registration for events, garbage in, garbage out, right? So we want to make sure registration is set up properly, we're collecting the right data. RunSignup app, of course, helps enable that for us and ensures we're giving participants a good experience.
How many with your customers are you sort of managing their registration, would you say, percentage-wise? Most of them?
The vast majority.
Got it.
Right, so you have to think about it in terms of the race director. In many cases, they're putting on a single event, one time, once per year. Now granted, there's exceptions. We support customers that put on several events, and of course they get more familiar with the product, but if you're putting on a single event, a charity event, that race director cannot be expected to be up on all the features, can't be expected to understand all the nuances of building the event and getting it set up right. So in many cases, we're building, we're renewing, we're setting up that registration so that it's done correctly, it's asking the right questions, it's generating the right data. So yes, in many cases, we're helping support that for the race director.
So there's probably a lot of coaching then and training that you're doing with these groups. You're probably doing some setup, but they're also doing some self-service, right? What have you found to be effective to help train up your customers, your clients? What
we do after we get the registration built for that customer, they'll come to us with questions after that. And anytime we answer a question, we always include how we did that. So it might be as simple as, I need a coupon code for this weekend. How do I do that, right? For us, we've done it 1,000 times. You've done it 1,000,000 times. We'll create the coupon code, and then we'll put a link. Here's how we did it. If you need to modify it, here's where you go. If you need to change the dates or the monetary amount. So we're doing it for them, but also giving them the tools to equip them so that they feel more comfortable doing it in the future. If it's something a little bit more complicated, we want to, how do participants switch events, for example, right? So we'll enable it, show them how we enabled it, set the dates, and then send them a link to maybe the video or the blog or something on the RunSignup help file to show them how participants can make that change. We time probably a couple hundred events in a good year, say the last couple, but every event kind of has their own way of doing things, right? And so if it's you might have a charity event that more folks are there to support the charity. You might have a competitive event. And in each of those cases, the expectation of the participants are different, and how the race director caters to that expectation is going to be different. So for one race where the check-in app might be extremely valuable, we have many where it's not, right? And so we don't have one set way of doing things and one set way of delivering RunSignup products.
When did you start with RunSignup?
That's a great question. It's been so many years, I can't remember exactly when. We used another product for a while that doesn't even exist anymore. To me and to us, it's about innovation, and it's about having a vision and producing products that will improve the experience for participants. Otherwise, we'd all be using a Google form with a PayPal button, right?
Right.
So for us, it's about enriching that participant experience and giving them additional touch points, additional opportunities, additional, whether it's a race joy or result. It's about enriching that experience, and RunSignup helps enable that for us.
Can you tell me about your onboarding experience? So how you learned the product, how to use it, and what was that like?
I just got in and started using it, so I don't know that we had a good story to tell there. Our rep at the time was Brian Jenkins. He helped transition some of our races that we had on another platform, get them on RunSignup.
Great.
And we just got our hands dirty and started using it right away. Shout out to Matt Sinclair. Matt's our AM, our account manager. Great service and experience from both of them. Matt's very responsive, gets us exactly what we need. Any questions we have, either he or whoever's monitoring his email that day gets back to us in a very timely fashion, so no issues there.
Are there any products, tools, or features that are part of RunSignup that stick out to you as the most valuable for its race time?
For us, it's going to come back to anything that improves the customer experience. It doesn't even have to be something big, but even as simple as dynamic bib assignment, or even just simply bib assignment, right? For late registrations, automatically assigning their bib number. I don't know that I have a single function that stands out, but as long as we're delivering a fast and good experience for customers, they're going to keep coming back and keep doing events.
Yeah, that's great. You have a number of different types of events that cover all kinds of different themes and organizations that you work with. And you mentioned RaceJoy. Can you talk about either one example or several that kind of used RaceJoy and how they used it?
Yeah, so obviously the bread and butter of RaceJoy is to allow participants to be tracked so folks at home can see how they're doing. I've had events that have used RaceJoy for their race staff.
Okay.
And all their race staff log in and put themselves on RaceJoy. That way the race director can then see very quickly where their staff is. I've had events put it on the first or last lead bike, trailing bike, so that at all times everybody knows where those participants are.
Very smart.
On the back end, we can use it for just a little bit more than just tracking participants.
Yeah, so it's designed to be a front-facing app for
sure.
athletes, but these groups you work with have found administrative operations functions for
Absolutely.
it. I love that.
And then the beauty, right, is you get a course map that's already automatically put on the race page, right? So that's one less step that the event has to go through when that race map is put on the race page. There's obviously a lot of products on the market, but for us, when we have events that use RunSignup, there's an additional stack of options that we can provide to that athlete, whether it's a RaceJoy, whether we have some of our events that use a product that don't even allow for bib number assignment, right? And so this goes back to improving the customer experience. The pictures in the event tiles, we're excited that just came out last week. So we're excited to go back and implement that.
So we all went through a really rough time the past couple of years with the pandemic. People started, sort of new ways of doing things. How has your business changed?
I mean, our business changed in 2020 like everybody's, but all of a sudden we took on much more of a race directing role, right? So once we started getting into, I think back July, August, September, there was a model for how to put on events. And we, at that point, we're starting to put on events or showing race directors how to put on events, and then sharing those lessons learned with other events, whether it's, I think back, but it might have started with 50 people at a time every 20 minutes, right? So we'd have a 5K that would last for hours. They'd all line up socially distanced, six feet apart, X's on the ground, right? And I remember we created several documents and several how-tos for race directors to help them put on their event. So that's what really changed in 2020 and 21 for us, was helping race directors and showing them how to safely and effectively put on events.
Which I'm sure was a moving target because it kept changing as to like how many people you could have at an event, what those restrictions were, when masks had to be required and not, and indoors for packet pickups, but maybe not outdoors at the actual event.
You're exactly right. And it did keep changing, and we had states with different rules and cities with different rules. But again, it goes back to trying to deliver an experience for participants, because now, if you look back at late 2020, now you had participants clamoring to do an event, right? It had been taken away for so long. So again, it was trying to find ways to make that happen. That's what really changed for us during that time frame.
What do things look like for you going forward? Do you see, I think a lot of races have been struggling, being down in registrations. Some events went away. What do you see for the future for its race time in this sort of new world?
Yeah, I wish I could tell you exactly what the future looks like. Races are coming back, and we're seeing that in our market. Participation is still down a little bit, which, being here at the conference and sharing, is not a unique trend. I've heard several conversations about good outlook into the future. James talked about people right now trying to unschedule, and if really all that is, then that means there's opportunities for those participants to latch on to events if they really have capacity in their schedule. So this type of symposium where you get to meet others is very valuable. That's why we keep coming back, meeting other timers, other race directors, your team, and learning what other people do well and what improvements we can make so that we're delivering the best service to participants and race directors ourselves. I don't know exactly what the future holds, but I'm confident if we all keep doing the right thing and deliver a good product for participants, they'll continue to be a part of those events.
Any advice that you would give to timers or race directors?
Enjoy what you do. We started in 2007, and it's something myself and everyone on our team is passionate about, and we really enjoy working in this industry, so appreciate you having us. And thanks for having events like this where we can meet other people with the same passion.
Well, it's our pleasure. So it's great to have you here.
Right on.
If you like the video, please hit the like and subscribe to our channel.
Wonderful. I hope that hit the mark. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.